Novellas-Books, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the 10th installment of the Shadowhunter reading vlog. Today we're going to talk about the Queen of Air Darkness, which is the third and final book in the Dark Artifices series. Also, just in case you're interested, I have created a playlist for all of the videos in this series, and also a list if you just want to skip to a specific book. Also, as just a reminder, this video will have spoilers, so if you have not read this book and you do not wish to be spoiled, I strongly recommend coming back after you have read it. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so I checked out Queen of Air Darkness on audiobook. I also have the ebook of it. I was able to check it out. But it's a big book. I have a hard enough time just reading normal size books on ebook. It's more just kind of supplemental. Honestly, I just feel very much the same I did about the second book. It's good, it's well put together, very Cassandra Clare style, but goddamn, it is a long book. I didn't even realize it. I was at the library today and I saw the physical copy. It's way bigger than the second book, and the second book was really long. So the beginning was excellent. It started out really good. It's excellent in a bad way because Livy just died. And so the first very long portion of the book was the funeral procession, the grief, like the immediate grief. And now we're kind of going through like second stages of grief, I guess. My heart was broken. I mean, Livy dying is like the worst character death I think I've read. Because I really liked her and like, what? And Julian, I feel like Julian's heartbreak, I'm like getting sad right now. I'm gonna cry about it right now because I'm not putting, I was just listening to it, but now that I have to like explain it, I'm just like, oh, I cannot do this right now. But like, Julian raised them. He took so much on his shoulders to take care of his siblings, and that has taken a serious toll on him. And now to lose one of them, and I know he feels like immense guilt. He knows it's not his fault, but like, you can't, like, I don't even need to explain it because we know. But then Ty is probably the second closest, or probably the first closest, but just in a different way, to Livy because it's his twin. And Ty is also, it's going to hit him so much differently too because, well, I wouldn't even say differently. It's just like, his reactions are different, I guess. He's decided that he is going to bring her back from the dead. So he is like, yeah, everyone else accepts that she's gone, but she's not. I'm bringing her back. And he recruits Kit to help him. And like, we all know that this is a bad idea. It's like, this cannot happen because they're going to disturb the balance. Oh, I think the biggest plot point, because that's all like the characters and stuff like that, which I cannot imagine the books without Livy anymore. Julian can't deal, so he goes and gets all of his emotions taken away. But I thought it was weird too because it's not to say, we know that obviously Livy is more important to him, but it's kind of written like his interest in Emma is more important or overshadowing. But I think that maybe it's just misinterpreted, like they're both equally as important, I think, in a way, except the curse is kind of already starting to work its cursey magic and make him insane. So it was kind of written like he mostly got his emotions taken away because of his feelings for Emma. And obviously that's a really big problem because we don't know what this curse could drive them crazy. Now he's acting like a complete and utter prick because he just doesn't care how he affects other people because he has no remorse. He just doesn't care about anything. He just killed another Shadowhunter. Granted, I didn't really feel bad about it because that guy was an asshole. All the Centurions, like, I'm over them. Freaking Zara, okay. Going back to Lord of Shadows and what caused Annabelle to snap, I totally forgot to bring this up. What caused Annabelle to snap was everyone started throwing things at her, but also before that, it was like they were carrying signs and protesting, and I kind of feel like it didn't belong. I haven't really said anything about it, but I'm gonna say it now. I feel like that kind of behavior is brand spanking new in the clave, because nobody, at least in the other books, have acted that way. So that's something new for these books, and I also feel like they just didn't really belong, and I thought it was weird, but I also feel like it was kind of to connect the books to the real world a little bit more in a political stance, a political way, and show how people try to stand up. But I don't know, whatever, I guess. Questionable author choice, I don't know. I just didn't personally care for it, but it was there, whatever. So anyways, these Centurions, they caused Annabelle a snap. They started throwing things at her, and I'm like, where did they get trash and bottles? Like, I did not expect that in a freaking hall. But anyways, so it was one of those guys that, oh, that's right. So when they go into Fairy, they were sent into Fairy by the new, that's right, oh my god, I was so caught up on Livy, I forgot to mention, Robert also died, Robert Lightwood. Yeah, so he also died. Jason Clary, they weren't there for things, I don't know. They made a point to note it, but then, like, we don't know, I don't know. Anyways, I feel like I'm losing myself in talking about this. I should have outlined it. They were sent into Fairy by Horus, who's crazy. I hate Horus. God, he is so corrupt. And now he's just like went above and beyond anything the Clave. Is there no one else in the Clave to like stop him? Or he's being really sneaky? It doesn't seem, something's not right there. It doesn't seem to add up. But whatever. He's super fucking evil. And he sent one of his minions out to go hunt them down and kill them. But Julian kills him first. So whatever. I really don't care. But Emma freaked out. She just freaked out because it was Julian who did it, and he's like sweet, and she just sees the difference of him not caring. I guess they're gonna try. Oh my god, backtracking again. I feel like I need to redo this. Whatever, we're gonna continue to go on because I just need to get through this. Also at the end, Emma and Cortana break the mortal sword, and like black stuff comes out of the sword. How is that possible? Also, was it because somebody said something about it's because they're not united anymore or something? There's so much, they don't deserve the mortal instruments anymore. Which, I agree. Oh my god, I gotta go very shortly. So now without the mortal sword, they can't break their curse. They can't ask the queen to help break the curse because they need the mortal sword or something, right? But they don't have the mortal sword anymore. So something happens. I missed this part, and I really don't care to go back. Something happens very similar to what happened in the last series where they go to a different realm, like a parallel universe. They can see the outcome of certain decisions. Means there's no magic. Annabelle's living in that world. There's some fairy character named Ash, who's apparently really important, has much more importance in this universe. We don't know yet, but I forgot during Lord of Shadows that they had hidden him for a reason. He would be hunted. So now we're going to learn in this book why. Why is he special? So I'm very excited about that. Will they bring Livy back or not? Will she be normal? Now, the one reason that Annabelle went crazy is because Malcolm first brought her back 5 years prior when her parents were killed, right? And she was stuck. She was halfway woken up. So she was like going crazy in her head, stuck, but her body couldn't move. If that doesn't happen, maybe she would have been normal. So it's probably Livy could be fine. But, a big plot point that's very important to me is all the warlocks are getting sick. And they think it's because whatever happened with this black volume and people using magic in it and taking magic from the ley lines. Because there's been a few instances where these ley lines have been like the focal point of some serious bad juju. And now all warlocks all over the place, when they use magic, they're getting sick, including Magnus. I'm very interested about that. I gotta go, and I will catch up with you. I'm probably gonna finish reading the book before I catch up with you guys. So now that I actually point out the plot points that I really like, it makes it more enjoyable. But again, it's still just like it's a lot. I didn't like the whole scene when I didn't like the whole idea that they went to another parallel universe. A, it's already been done. B, it was just Also, they kept having these untimely romantic scenes. I'm like, you were stuck in a parallel universe. However, just kidding. She kind of made it because it wasn't like one of those scenes where like, we're gonna die, let's have sex. Since they were in the parallel universe, Julian and Emma could be together, and they didn't have any magic on him. His feelings came back, so the curse was gone because there's no magic there. So I could see why they would want to stay and kind of indulge. So I guess it's justifiable. Better than some other situations. Like I said, I'll come back and update later, and hopefully it'll be a little bit more organized than this little segment was. Queen of Air Darkness. This is the... I'm cleaning my room, okay? So I'm like mopping and everything like that, listening to the audiobook. I freaking knew it, okay? So Christina walks in. Okay, first of all, I'm getting a little tired of the whole Mark and Kieran on again, off again. Like, I'm mad at you, but like, whatever. I'm over it. Except Christina walks in on them, making out, getting hot and heavy, and they're like, we both love you. Why don't you stay with us? I freaking knew it. I knew it. They were going to do a threesome. That's probably the only thing that Cassandra Clare hasn't done yet. So, yeah. I'm actually shocked. I don't think there's another, especially in YA, but I don't think there is another book I've ever read where they actually have a three-way. So let's see how this goes. I'm just having some breakfast, listening to my audiobook. Oh yeah, the part that I'm at in Queen of Air and Darkness. So everyone's like saying, how is it possible that the mortal sword was broken? So the bond between the parabatais, Emma and Julian, because their bond is like getting stronger, it's making them stronger. So she's the one that smashed it, because I'm just at the part where she is facing off with Zara. I think it's like so obvious too that like why is Zara carrying around Cortana? I don't know. I fucking hate Zara, and I hate Horace, and they're so despicable. They're horrible people. But yeah, I guess Emma like made the sword bend or something. I don't know. It scared the shit out of Zara. I thought that shit was funny. I know Zara's gonna get hers. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Oh my gosh, I really need to go take a shower, but I just uploaded a video, frustrating book tag, while I'm listening to my, I just uploaded a video. Just ignore my face right now. Okay, that's a little better. All right, I'm at the part where they just tried to resurrect Livy. Kit tried to stop Ty and tell him, like, you can't survive without your sister. You have people who love you. Like, I love you. I knew it. Kit is in love with Ty. I kind of missed the part. I guess he gave him a letter or something like that. There was a letter involved somewhere. I kind of forgot about that. I don't think it matters, honestly. But she came back as a ghost, so it didn't work. And I feel bad for Ty. He's like breaking down, and Livy's like, you know, there might be other consequences too. So, I mean, I guess at least he gets to see Livy's perspective, and maybe that will help him cope. But that's where I'm at. Okay. So I am just working on editing a video while I listen to Queen of Air and Darkness and make my vlog updates. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. The cohort is like Valentine's Circle all over again. And that's verbatim what they just said. Okay, that's right. So they think that Jace and Clary are dead. And I think that they think that that's like a threat is destroyed. So they're like happy about it, right? Am I right about this? I did sort of miss something, but this book is too fucking big. I'm sure it'll be explained again in the future. So I'm not going back for little tiny details. I'm just not. But they believe that they are dead, but they're really not. Because like, you can't kill them, right? They're going to be like immortal forever. So sometimes I feel like Horace and Zara are like the worst antagonists, just because sometimes they just don't make any sense. It's inconsistent with previous like antagonists throughout these books. And these guys, like, I guess it was Zara who was like insisting that Jace and Clara were dead, because she's like, oh, well, there's bloody clothes. And somebody was like, well, they're not dead. So, and they're like, no, but they are. They have to be, because Zara's like always has to be right, and she always has to like be the one that does everything, right? Alec was like, he's my parabatai, like I would know if he was dead.
duh. And fucking Horace, he was like, oh, it's all about your feelings, huh? Like, what? It's all about your feelings. And I was like, was he not raised a Shadowhunter? Is he that ignorant? Did he not know that that's how the whole parabatai thing works? Like, yes, that was the best. Emma just uses her parabatai bond or whatever. She made Cortana come out of Zara's hand and come into hers. That was awesome. That was so cool. No one should have Cortana except for a Carstairs. Okay, so they're all standing around here, right? And the Manuel's like freaking out because the bushes are moving. You know what I just realized? Where are the werewolves? Like, they're not in this fight at all, but they're downworlders, and this is supposed to be like super epic between Shadowhunters and downworlders, but apparently it's only Fae. And vampires aren't really in this as well. I read one review where that was saying like it was pretty anticlimactic, and like kind of is. Like, they left out, what was it, the first one? City of Glass. The other one pretty much involved everybody. It's not really like they have a problem with all downworlders. They just have a problem with Fae. That's awesome. So Jason Clary come out with the mortal sword and force Manuel to tell the truth with the sword. I love it.
I literally just had to stop right there, and I forgot that I didn't even finish my lips. So I can't even take myself seriously like this. Hold on one second.
Jules and Emma become angels. Fearsome creatures just set to kill everybody. So satisfying when he kills Horace. That was awesome. I guess Jace tries to like talk some sense into him, and Emma just like sweeps him out of the way, and he goes flying. Alec runs to his side and says, "Are you okay, Parabatai?" I mentioned this in an earlier book. We know they're Parabatai. They used to always just call each other by their name, and now they've literally started just calling each other Parabatai now. I fucking hate that. That's so dumb. Just say Jace, and we will know he's your Parabatai. Emma and Jules get talked down. I think that's kind of lame. All their friends and family come and talk to them and tell them things that make them like human again, I guess. And while that's like sweet and everything, it just seems kind of like, it seemed like it would have to be much more extreme to get them to calm the fuck down, because they're on a serious rampage. But whatever. So then they pass out for 3 days, and Jen comes and talks to them and tells them that tells them his whole history, because, you know, how convenient that they didn't know any of these stories until they talked to Tessa, and Tessa dug them up somewhere. So whatever. I could not explain what it is of how this whole history thing works, but it's there. The cool thing is, though, they're no longer Parabatai. So that's actually really cool. I guess it got burned out of them or something. I think it's kind of, I don't know. I think the whole situation was anticlimactic. Let's put it that way. Because while it's still satisfying, it just was kind of like, it's a little too easy, I guess. Maybe that's my problem with it. I mean, granted, they became giant angels. That doesn't seem like easy, but whatever. But I'm really happy they can like still have their love story, not destroy the world. So, and not break the law. So Kit, there's something special about Kit. We know this, but they don't really talk about it that much. They don't even really foreshadow to it that much. Like, I even forgot that he had been hunted, and that's why he was like in hiding and stuff like that. So I guess he did something on the battlefield, which I missed it. I missed something else. I feel like that was like going on for a while. Yeah, so I guess he did something on the battlefield. So now they're coming back around talking about things. I guess they're explaining Kit's history to him. Something about the fairy blood. You know, his family line and the fact that he's like a first heir. I kind of feel like they set up this whole book. We have all these conversations about everything, and then we have like our big battle, and now they have to go back and explain things. And I feel like that's not really, I don't know. It feels kind of weird. It feels like those things should have just been explained. Whatever. But I guess I just wanted to say, like, what did Kit do again? Because I completely forgot. So Kit was triggered and did something on the battlefield. And then he learns that what being the Lost Herondale means is that he has like fairy blood. I really like the history on this, because what happened like long ago was the daughter of between the queen and the unseelie king, Aurelia or whatever. She was supposed to be a boy, so he meant to kill her, but she didn't die. So she went off and married a Shadowhunter, and they had a child, and then I guess they caught up to her, I don't know, whatever. So that is where the bloodlines like crossed, and then through the ages, I guess the king has like sought out to kill anybody that could be a descendant, but he missed Kit. So Kit had been in hiding. Nobody told him what was up. Or maybe they didn't know that he would even have any powers because it's been so long. Anyways, he was triggered and then he did something on the battlefield. So now afterwards, Tessa is explaining everything to him, but he still like needs to be protected because the fairies still aren't going to want him wandering around when he could come in and I guess claim to be a king or something. So she invites him to live with her and Jem and the baby when the baby's born. He and Ty had a falling out because of the whole thing with Livy. He understands that like why Ty and him kind of like got into a fight, but he also feels like Ty doesn't care for him the same way he cares about Ty. So it's really heartbreaking. I feel so sad for him. Goes ahead and decides he's going to leave the Blackthorns and go live with Tess and Jem. Oh, I feel so bad. He feels like Ty doesn't care about him at all. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I think it would take him some time to get over his grief before he has room in his heart for Kit. But I think that he did still care about him. But anyways, that's what we're doing right now. There's still 3 parts left in this book. I'm like, holy cow, what else do we have to do? They had the big epic battle, right? Let's see. Okay, so now Magnus talked to Ty. Ty was asking about where Kit was and he wanted to say goodbye, but they were like, he already left. And Ty like didn't get it. So Magnus pulled him aside to talk to him. They talked about what he did, trying to bring Livy back. And Ty like actually came up with a really good point because he's like, well, I don't get it. So what? Jace brought Clary back and they're like, but you have to pay. Like, what if they killed someone to bring her back? And he goes, well, it could have been someone bad. We kill people in battle all the time. Like nobody, like, so he literally does not care about anyone. Like he didn't think about it. Not just like, what if it was his other sister? You know what I mean? Like he just didn't connect those things. He just wanted his twin back. I mean, that's kind of understandable. And you just are one-sided and just consumed with grief and everything. Magnus talked to him and everything, and it told him like, you cannot do this again. Like this is so bad. You can't play God. And Clary was brought back by the angel, not by necromancy. They had that whole conversation. But Magnus said, and I don't get it yet, but Magnus said that Kit will be tied to the ghost of his sister now because what he did will have a cost and he's not sure like what it is, but he's just hoping that he doesn't have to, that Ty won't have to pay it. Okay, that's actually really cute. So Christina and Mark have officially become like a 3-way relationship. What do they call that? They call that, what is that called? I don't even remember. There's like a name for it. I forget what it's called. But either way, they're all like equally in love with each other. So Adayan is giving Kieran his cottage. And I guess it's like right on the edge of Fairy. So he can go and be with them and still have like a relationship with them. Because he was going to leave them because he needed to be the king and be there in Fairy for his Fae people. That's actually really cool. I really like that. That's really sweet. I wonder if she's going to continue on like that storyline. I have to leave in about 20 minutes. Mark shows up on whatever the fuck his horse's name, his beautiful white horse or whatever, Start. Why is this horse significant other than it's a white horse? I don't know. Oh, was it because he had it in the hunt and it was like close to him? I don't know. Whatever. So he's got this magical special horse. So he shows up with the horse looking all regal and like a fierce fairy king. And then Alec proposes to Magnus and they're gonna get married right on the spot. So they have everyone conveniently there to help create a wedding. Oh, that was really cool. So he went ahead and made all the wedding preparations and everything and set it up and had everyone in on it. And then he proposed because he was like, let's get married tonight. And Magnus was like, okay, but had no, like that they thought they were just gonna go, like, since they hadn't made any preparations, you know? That's what Magnus, like, what a surprise. So like they show up and like everyone was in on it. So he was like, well, I'm glad that you said yes, because otherwise I'd have to tell everyone to put the decorations away. So yeah, wouldn't that be something? Although obviously he's not gonna say no. Okay, I just finished the book, and the prologue was something else. So the other Jace from the other world comes to talk to the queen and brings the queen her son Ash in exchange for the Clary from that world. Now remember in the other book, Clary said Jace proposed to her, but she doesn't know how to tell him no, but she's conflicted because she's going to die and she doesn't want to leave him like a widow. Like, one, how did she know that? She says she just knows it. And two, is this going to be, like, maybe she's not really going to die, but she's just not going to be available or around? Like, is he going to kidnap her? Is the queen going to kidnap her? Is she going to get stuck? They're setting up for another book. I can feel it. Now that I am finished with this book, I am going to read the Shadowhunter. What the fuck? What is it called? Shadowmarket? I keep wanting to say Tales of the Shadowmarket. I don't think it's called that. Whatever. The Shadowmarket short story collection. And then in March, Chain of Iron will come out. So then I'll be caught up. And that is that. So Chain of Gold is Lucy Herondale's generation. And that is Will and Tessa's children. That's their generation. So I'm guessing, are we going to see Will and Tessa some more? I bet we are. I'm really excited about it because everyone is loving that book. My feelings on this one. There are aspects that I like, but I think that, again, it was just too many words for what it had to say, and there wasn't a lot of action. I felt really bogged down. There was just a lot of stuff going on, a lot of characters. But amongst all of that, like, I can appreciate it. I can't appreciate it. And then there was just some other things that were just hard to ignore that were kind of dumb. The ending was really anticlimactic in comparison to some other trilogies in this world and universe. So I'm rating this book like a 3. And Lord of Shadows I'm rating kind of like a 3. Lady Midnight, I think, is probably like a 2 for me, maybe even like a 1.5 to 2, because it was just all over the fucking place and I didn't like it. So yeah, those are my ending feelings. I want to go ahead and jump into the next book. When I'm done with all of these, I'm going to probably do like a tier ranking. I think I want to do a tier ranking, and then I kind of want to do some other things. Like, I want to rewatch some of my vlogs, do like a reaction, and like, now that I know what's going to happen, I want to go back and see my predictions. I think that would be really fun. We'll come back around but at this moment, I actually got to run.